hands on your lower ribs. And let's just connect with our breath work. So with your feet hip width apart, shoulder blades are rolled down onto your back. And we're going to work on our core set. So you're going to take in a nice big deep breath and exhale. Pull those lower ribs together so your fingers try to interlace. You're going to pull that belly button back to your spine while keeping that natural, neutral lower back curve. So you're not tilting your back. I want that tailbone nice and anchored. Neck is nice and long. And let's just warm up with some pelvic tilts. So we're going to take our pelvic bowl and we're going to flip it up, smushing that blueberry, that theoretical blueberry, and then releasing it down. Work with your breath on this to pull up and down. And this really helps with that L5-S1 junction and giving it mobility. Now we're going to go a little bit further. So hands are going to come down to your side. Grab your ball. We're going to place your ball in between your legs. So it's going to go below your knee joints and it's going to go mid-thigh. And you want to squeeze it so you are engaging your abs and you're also spiraling in your legs. So you're kind of getting an internal rotation. Feet are going to come a little bit closer to your bottom. Hands are on the floor. Clavicles are open because you're tucking those scapulas back into those pockets. Engage, pelvic tilt, and we're going to move into bridge. Coming all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Deep breath while you're up. Exhale as you are coming all the way down. And then once your tailbone hits, relax the ball. And then to engage, you're going to squeeze the ball, tucking your pelvis and articulating all the way up through each vertebrae. Drop at the top, pull that belly button in, drop 1 inch, and then articulate all the way down. Let's do 3 more at your own pace. And make sure to incorporate your breath work. And inhale as you come up. And then you can exhale as you come down. Make sure that you release the ball. Squeeze. And all right, let's grab the backs of our legs. Let's keep the ball in between our legs. And we're going to come up to a seated position. We're transitioning into our half roll up. So let's grab the ball out from in between our legs. And we're going to have our knees bent. And we are focusing on sitting up nice and tall. Arms are going to be stretched out. And you're going to squeeze onto the ball to help engage your traps or your triceps. And from here, you're going to engage your abdomen. And we're just kind of slightly rolling down to our lower back and then popping back up nice and tall. We'll do that about 3 times. And then we're going to go into full roll-ups. So if you want to stretch your legs out, flex your feet, squeeze that ball, and now we can start to incorporate each vertebrae with an exhale as we slowly roll down. Hands come up, and then the ball will touch back behind you. And then you're going to press into the ball as you slowly roll up. Try to keep those feet flexed. And you can even stretch forward. And we're going to do about 4 of these. So you can work at your own pace with your breath. Inhale while your hands are up above your head. Exhale as you peel up. Inhale. Exhale. Keep squeezing on that ball. And then just do one more. I'm going to just watch you while you do one more. And we're going to come all the way down to our backs. Bring the ball with you. And this is where we're going to do some back work with the ball underneath our sacrum. So bring your feet closer to your bottom. Lift your bottom up. Place the ball underneath your sacrum. And I don't want it in that lower back area. You shouldn't have any back pain. So if you do, just take the ball and reposition it. Hands will be long down by your side to help add stability. If you need more of a challenge, you can always put your hands up, but we can start here with your hands down. We're going to start by just bringing one leg up and then setting it down, bringing the opposite leg up into tabletop, and then setting it down. Pay attention to your hips and possibly which hip feels less unstable or less stable. So that will kind of help you bring more connection to strengthening in the front, maybe releasing in the back. All right. Meet me with both legs up in tabletop. So bring one leg up. And when you are comfortable, bring both legs up. And you might be a little shaky here, and that's normal. Now we're going to toe tap down. So we're going to start with one leg coming down, tapping, bringing it right back up to tabletop. Incorporate your breath. Keep that neck nice and long. Keep that jaw nice and loose. You don't want to clench with your mouth. And if you need more of a challenge, arms can come up to the ceiling. And if you do that, you'll notice that you get a little bit shakier, and then that will bring awareness to maybe which hip is a little bit unstable. All right, let's bring both feet down. And we're going to do a single leg corkscrew while we're up in this position. So one leg is going to stay bent. We're going to bring one leg out up to our 90 degrees. And you're going to draw a circle. So you're going to go around, come back to the center, and then reverse that circle. And then draw one way, and then come back up. If you are having any hip flexor pain, you can bend your knees slightly and draw tiny or smaller circles. Keep your other leg planted to help stabilize. Arms are down. One more. And bring that knee in. You can give it a little squeeze towards you. Set that leg back down onto the floor. Bring your opposite leg up into tabletop. Stretch it out. Find your 90. And then we can corkscrew. So we're going to draw a circle one direction. When you get to that center top, you're going to switch it around, reverse that circle. And keep breathing. Keep using those abs. Try to not be working out of your neck or your shoulders. Really try to have your lower abdominals direct the circles. Last one. Bring that knee in and meet me back down on the floor or mat. You're going to lift up your bottom. You're going to pull your ball out from underneath you. And now we're going to go into pass the ball. So hands will come up, holding the ball up towards the ceiling. Feet will come up into their 90 degrees. You're going to curl up. Feet are going to go out long. You're going to grab the ball with your feet, and your hands and legs are going to come down and hit the mat on both ends. Inhale, exhale, and then pass the ball up to your hands and equally drop between the hands and the legs at the same time. Exhale. And I want you to go until you can't go anymore. So I have maybe two more. And end with the ball in your hands. Bring your legs down to the floor. And take a little deep breath in. Take a nice reset. Okay, so next is hundreds. So we can put the ball between our knees, or you can place it underneath your neck if you would like to for hundreds. Underneath your neck makes it a little bit easier, and it helps with your form a little bit if you put it right on C7. Bring your legs into tabletop. Arms are going to stretch out long, and you're going to start pumping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. And as you exhale, try to curl up a little bit higher. If you're feeling strong today, you can stretch your legs out long. You can even alternate. Switch the other leg. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Grab the ball out from underneath your neck or from in between your knees. And now we're going to move into single leg stretches. And if you are feeling like you don't want to use the ball for this, you don't have to, but pretty much we're going to bounce the ball off of our bent knee. So bring your legs up into tabletop. Curl up. Inhale, exhale, stretch one leg out, and you're going to kind of bounce off the bent knee. Switch. Elbows can go out wide. And bring your legs together and come all the way down. Nice deep breath in and exhale. Find that nice center. Let's release all the tension out of our necks and our backs and our jaws and anywhere else you may feel some tension. All right, moving into double leg stretches. Hands are going to come up, holding the ball up towards the ceiling. Knees will come up to tabletop. Curl up. You're going to kind of bounce off your knees, and as you stretch out, your hands are going to come up by your ears. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. And come on down when you're ready. Good. All right, let's roll like a ball. So you can come up to a seated position, whichever way is easiest for you. And I like to put the ball underneath my knees. So this one is a little bit harder. The goal is to not shoot the ball out across the room. Inner sides of the feet are glued together, and you're going to hold on to your shins. Here it's important to kind of get a little bit of a C curve shape. Gaze is at your belly. Squeeze the ball in and lift your feet up off the mat. And you should be having a little bit. This should be difficult. Just because you're squeezing, so this should feel a little bit harder. Make sure that your neck is not scrunched up, that your shoulders are not up by your ears. Inhale, and then exhale, roll back. Come up, and try not to touch your feet. Let's do about 2 more. And you know what? I want to try this where let's put the ball between our knees and our chest. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just place it in this gap here. And let's try rolling that way, because what's harder is, you know, when we try to push up, we kind of lose that diamond shape between our knees. And you want to try to stay in that ball the whole time. So balance here, squeezing that in. And then let's try to not lose the ball as we roll up. And trying to keep our chest pressed into it the whole time. It's just a little different. Okay, this next one, we'll see if I can do it. This is the rollover, and this one is a little bit more difficult, and if you're not used to doing rollover, you don't have to try it, but you're supposed to do it with the ball between your legs. So you're kind of scooping up, you're putting your legs over behind your head, and then you're flexing and pointing your feet as you are coming back out. So it's like short spine on a reformer, but we don't have the reformer, so it's going to be a lot harder. We'll see if I can do it, but it's a good challenge to try it if you are feeling up to it. So the ball's going to go between the knees, and once you're down, the best way I like to push out is in a frog position. So you're going to have your feet in frog, push out, roll up, and then flex, and then you're supposed to flex your feet down. So I'm going to pull back into my frog, push out, and then flex, and then roll down. I think it's easier with the ball because you have that thing to kind of press into. Yeah. And make sure you don't roll up too high on your neck. And it's that slow articulation all the way down. And then the coordination of flexing and pointing the feet. But I think it's good to get into this position. I'm going to tuck my shirt in with the frog. So hands are down. Hands are supposed to stay planted the entire time. So we're going to frog out, pull up, flex, and point. And your head's supposed to stay down the whole time, which makes it difficult. But as long as we keep trying, that is a pretty advanced move. So if you can even pull yourself up, we are on track. All right, let's put the ball back. We're going to meet back onto our backs. And ball's going to come in between our legs. We're just going to do Tick-Tock Stretch, which is good for just kind of our backs and our hips. You can put your arms out to a T. And you're going to just kind of alternate your hips. Gaze can come to the opposite arm. That hip can lift all the way up off the mat. We're just doing a gentle T stretch. Feet are on the mat. Ball can be placed between the knees. And I feel this in like my pecs. And that's about where I feel it, but I'm sure you guys probably feel it in other places. Exhale as you come up to center. Inhale as you place your legs over to the side. And then meet me back in the center. All right, now let's try and do my favorite teaser. What's great, guys, is now that I have so many machines in my studio, I actually have a pretty advanced client, and I made this person do teaser on like 4 different machines. It was awesome, and the hardest one was on the reformer with the straps. So all this teaser talk has helped, but it is hard. So you can start in a seated position. I think that's the easiest way to get into teaser. And we're going to put it between our ankles. And you know what, if you don't want to, actually, let's go a little bit easier. So set the ball just kind of in between your legs. You're going to kind of sit back, and we're going to stretch out one leg at a time. This is just to get prepped for teaser. Just by doing the one leg stretches out. Beautiful. And then let's just do both legs at the same time. And then come back in. Both legs out. Come back in. Now let's put the ball between our ankles. Now we kind of know what we're going to do. We're going to squeeze the ball. Lift both legs, holding onto the backs, and you're going to try to straighten up and sit up tall. Bend your knees, come back down, and then come back to your lifted position, and then arms can stretch out. And then one more time, come back to a seated position, feet come down. Now we're going to be going full teaser. So legs come out, arms are out. Drop your arms and legs at the same time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your arms and legs up at the same time. And then release down. Inhale. And then this might be my last one. Inhale. Oh, exhale. Squeeze that ball. All right, and then come out of that position. Good job. Let's move to Since we're in the seated position, let's move to seal, and we're going to kind of have more of a diamond leg with the ball in between our knees or feet. Let's try feet, you guys. So with seal, we're going to take the ball and put it between our feet. So we're going to hold it like a little seal would. Yeah, like that. And we're going to weave our hands through, hold on to our shins, and then lift. And the goal is to just hold on to the ball. And if you feel comfortable, we're going to go into that C curve and go on back. Then come back up. Good. That's fun. And the goal to work with precision and balance and control is to not have that wobbly ball. It's going to happen, but the goal is to not have a wobbly ball and for it to be very fluid. And to bark. You have to do the seal bark, right? Arr, arr. Yeah, you could add pulses on the ball. Arr, arr. Last one. Arr, arr. All right, let's move into side kicks. So let's do front kicks first. So this one we're going to be elevated on our elbow, and the ball is going to come right underneath here. And we don't want to be lazy on our ball, right? We want to stay up. It's there to help us with our form. And then legs are going to come out. They're going to hinge forward. You're going to pull up on your belly here. Hand can go on your hip. Hand can go up to make it harder, whichever feels best for you. Lift that leg hip height. Flex your foot. Kick forward. And point back. Make sure that those hips are stacked the entire time. Try to keep your neck nice and relaxed. Keep going. I'm just seeing what our next step is here. All right, let's stretch let's put our leg over the top of the opposite leg, and we're just going to do our teacup circles while we're here. So pointed toe, you're just drawing a circle about the size of a teacup. You're gonna feel it. And then reverse your circle. And then let's flex that foot, and we're going to bat it for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, rest that foot down. Bring your ball with you. Your bottom arm will stretch out underneath your head here. We're going to take the ball, and we're going to grab it with our back leg. And from here, we're going to have our leg parallel with the floor, and we're pretty much just bringing our knee to our nose, and then we're pushing our knee back. And I don't want you to go too far behind you. I just want you to keep going through the motion, squeezing that ball. Keep your breath and keep pulling up here through your abdomen. All right, now we're going to take the knee and rotate it up towards the ceiling and then back down. And it's almost like Yet the whole unit of the leg is going to be moving. Keep squeezing on that ball. Last one. All right, take that ball out. And let's put it just right in front of you here. Top leg will come on top. Bottom leg will flex, and we'll bat for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Let's come into a mermaid before we shift all the way over. So since we're going to kind of just push up, naturally we're going to go into that mermaid position. So you're going to have your leg in front, tibia is kind of straight with your mat, back leg is pulled behind you. Now, if this is too hard on your knees, you can always just have your leg out like this. All right, ball will go in your hand, arm will stretch up, and really focus on pulling those shoulder blades down and making these hips as level as you can. Exhale as you roll on the ball, coming back up. We'll do this one 2 more times. Arching over, really accentuating on the side bending, focusing on the position of both of our legs and our hips. And then let that ball rest there as we windmill over. And you're going to bend your elbow as you kind of gaze up, look kind of towards your armpit, elbow up towards the ceiling. Really focus on opening your body this way. And then windmill, both hands back over, find your ball, and then both hands will attach to the ball as you kind of cat paw it out. And while you're stretched out, you're going to really stretch between that back hip and your armpit and feel that nice side stretch. Inhale, exhale, come up, bring your ball with you as we swing around to our other side, going into lifted front back side kicks. So you're on your elbow. Legs will be hinged forward slightly. Hand can go on the hip or hand can go up to make it harder. Just make sure you're open here and shoulder blades are slid down. And then top leg will come up, flex kick forward, and then point back. And then just stay lifted here. I think it would be harder if you took the ball out. And one side might be more coordinated than the other side, as I'm finding out. All right, we're going to come over our leg, point our toes, and we're going to just draw teacup circles, slow and controlled. Slight bend in the knee. So I don't want it super straight, but I'm also wanting to train the muscles in a lengthened state. And then reverse your circle. And then flex your foot as we bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop that foot down. Remove your ball out from underneath you. Come down onto your arm. Grab the ball with your knee. And now with your knee elevated, hand can come down in the front. We're going to bring your knee to your nose and then slide it back without your hips dropping or falling back behind you. And keep squeezing into that ball. It's going to make it a little bit harder. One more. Now we're going to rotate the knee up to the ceiling and then close it back down to the front. Open, close. Keep that belly tight. Keep those shoulders down. Last one. And then let's take the ball out. Leg will come in front. Bottom leg will flex. And we're going to bat for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now naturally pull yourself up. Opposite leg is going to be in the front. And switch your ball over to this other side. And if this knee is sore, again, you can always stretch out this leg. Hand comes up, shoulders come down, clavicle is open, no crease in the back of the neck, and re-roll. We're going to do 3 of these arches. Really focus on the lateral flexion of your body. And then leave the ball as we windmill over to the opposite side. This elbow will bend as we gaze up towards the ceiling, looking into our elbow and pressing the opposite hip down as we stretch. Inhale. Exhale, windmill both hands over to your ball as we cat paw ball out. And here's where you're going to find that nice stretch between the back hip and your shoulder. Breathe into that space. And then cat paw back up. All right. We're going to set the ball off to the side for this next one, which is just single leg circles. So you'll come laying down onto your back. And let's stretch one leg out flat against your mat and reposition your shoulders. Make sure that your arms are pressing down into the mat to help engage the upper body. And I talk about organizing your box, which means your box is of both hips and both shoulders. And I want them equal. I don't want one, shorter than the other. So organize your box. Bring one leg up into tabletop. Stretch it out to your 45 degree. Drop it across your body. Swinging your leg around in 2 circles. Now you can do tinier circles or you can do large circles. Whichever circle you're doing, I want you in control of your leg with your abs. If this is hard on your leg, you can always bend the knee. And meet me at the top. Now open the opposite way, reversing your circle. Slow and controlled. Keep your breath in rhythm. One more. And bend that knee in, give it a little stretch. Place that leg flat on the mat, flexed foot. Bring the other leg up into your tabletop. Stretch it out into your 45. Drape it across your body. Moving into single leg circles on this leg. Keep your box organized. And it's almost like you're painting with a paintbrush with this toe. And you're just drawing that imaginary circle. And reverse your circle. Slow and controlled. And let's finish by bringing that knee into your chest, giving it a little stretch, and then dropping it back down onto the mat. Let's grab our ball and we're gonna do toe taps with our ball now. So bring your legs into a tabletop, have your ball in your hand. You're gonna curl up to your knees. Legs are gonna stretch out a little wide, and you're gonna grab the ball with one hand and opposite tap the leg, switch while you're still staying lifted, tap the other leg. And you can go a little bit wider with your legs. Exhale. And you can bend your knees a little bit if that's hard on your back. And bend your knees and come on down when you're ready. Take a deep breath in. And we are going to move onto our bellies for swan. So come all the way onto your belly. It's good to get the extension work after getting all that flexion work done. So let's set the ball just right in front of our heads. And let's just start with Swan Prep, which is very basic and doesn't feel like much, but it's always good to do. We're also going to focus on our bellies and where they're at with the holding up during exhale to help support our spine. So bring your elbows in close, hands are underneath your shoulders, and there's no crease behind your neck, so we're not just moving our head, we're moving our chest. So we're lifting our sternum and then coming back down. And the sternum lifts are engaging our back muscles, the erector spinae, as we are pressing in with the tops of our feet. Now, once your chest is back down on the mat, you're going to grab your ball. Hands are going to squeeze onto the ball. You're going to open and lift your chest, and at the same time, your legs are going to lift up off of the mat. You're going to squeeze into the ball and then come back down. And it's important for your back legs to be hip width apart, just so you don't compress your lower back at all. Deep breath in, exhale, squeeze your ball, lift up. Your belly's rooted into the mat. Feet are extended long, and then release back down. And then let's do this 2 more times. Hold the ball, squeeze as you lift. Exhale, feet come up off the mat. Gaze is forward. And then come down. This next one, just see if you can go a little bit higher. Make sure it doesn't hurt. Exhale. Lift. See if you can come up just a little bit higher with your chest. Keep that belly rooted. And then come down. Let's leave our ball here. We're going to come onto our hands and our knees. We're coming to kind of a cool down portion. Hands are underneath our shoulders. Knees are underneath our hips. And we're just going to do some cat-cows. And you can do these in whichever way feels best for your body. Just go through the motion and make sure that your spine feels supported. Your body gets the motion it needs. You can even kind of wag back and forth. You can go down into child's pose if you need to. I'm going to take my cat-cow back a little bit. And kind of push it forward. Keep your breath in line with your motion. And do one more breath and meet me back into a seated position. From here, we're going to kind of go back into this mermaid position. And this is where we're going to place the ball underneath our leg. And you're supposed to come forward. So I'm going to rotate a little bit just because I need some space here. So the ball's underneath your knee. And you're going to come forward, walk forward, and get a little bit of a hip stretch. I think this is supposed to be a bit of a lower back piriformis stretch. And then inch yourself back up. Rotate your legs so it'll just be kind of a different mermaid position. Put the ball underneath your knee. And walk forward. Yeah, okay, so I wasn't getting anything on the other hip. On this one, I'm feeling it a little bit more. It's more of like an internal thigh stretch of what I'm getting on this one. Breathe into that. And then sit all the way back up. Take the ball out from underneath your knees. We are going to just roll our shoulders. Let's just do a quick shoulder stretch. So sit on one hand. You're going to kind of tuck it underneath your bottom. And we're focusing on opening here. We're going to windmill this hand over. Bring our ear to our shoulder. And this is a very gentle stretch. Nothing too hard here. And we're focusing on really opening up this lateral neck, rolling this shoulder down and out. And just giving our body the space to feel this stretch. Now you're going to rotate your head down towards your armpit. And you're really not pulling your head hard at all. Your hand on top of your head is there just to guide it. Come back up to center, release your head, windmill that arm down underneath your butt, tuck it under, and then focusing on opening and dropping the shoulder. Hand will come up, over, as we stretch this side, and as we're pulling our ear to our shoulder, we're focusing on pulling down on this shoulder as well. We're sitting on the hand to kind of pin it so it can't move. And rotate your head, your nose down towards your armpit. You're going to get a different angle there to stretch your neck. And then release your head, your neck from that position. Bring your hand back down, and let's just roll our shoulders back. And reverse your shoulder roll. Shake your head. And then let's just do like a little neck massage. So we're going to grab our fingers. We're going to reach around to the back of our neck. We're going to find the bony part of the back of our neck. We're going to go right below our occiput. So our suboccipitals, right where our head kind of connects. Our head connects to our neck. And we're just going to do some chin knots while adding a little bit of pressure there on those suboccipitals. And then walk your fingers down a little bit. And let's do some chin rotation. So you're just going to rotate your chin a little bit. Rotate your chin the opposite way. You're going to feel some of those muscles back on that cervical region. And you can walk your fingers down whichever way feels good. Walk them down a little bit lower to about C7. And now we're going to take our thumbs, push them down along our traps. So right here at C7, we can feel our traps attaching. And that's where we're going to feel more of a muscle coming out this direction. So just take your thumbs, pin them on the front, and grab your neck and pinch. I like to pinch right here. Open it up. And then we're going to take our other hand, wrap it around opposite to the other shoulder. Take that trap and kind of add a shoulder roll as we come all the way down. And if you're doing something else and you're like, that feels good, I'm just going to do that, you can stay there too. And then slap the other hand over. Find that upper trap. Man, they're tight because nobody's had a massage, right? In over a year. It's incredible to touch people after a year of them not being touched and what those bodies feel like and kind of the emotional release we have because we're all being as safe as we can. All right, let's place our hand on our heart, hand on our belly. The two areas that we as women work from is our gut feeling and our heart feeling, and then also bringing our thought pattern of our brain into both and reorganizing it, untangling it, and then letting it shine through with our passions. Breathe into this space and think about where you were before we started our session. Breathe energy into that space. Keep breathing. Take one more big deep breath in. And the card I pulled for today is, I trust the guidance of the universe. Trust that everything you need to know is being revealed to you in the perfect space-time sequence. I trust the guidance of the universe. Trust that everything you need to know is being revealed to you in perfect space-time sequence. So, all right. So you guys can unmute if you have anything you would like to share. Please tell me, I forgot to ask last week, if you guys would like to come next week, if you want me to put you on the schedule for next Sunday. Sheila, yes. Okay, Sheila. Lovely. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, bye. Gina, you want to just give me a thumbs up for next week? Yay, okay. All right, you guys. You guys have a beautiful weekend, rest of the day. All right, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.